Hi, everyone. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you for being here with me. I couldn't come on any earlier, so I'm here now. It's a little late, but it's Friday night, so happy Friday to you all. Thank you for being here, and thank God that this week is over. I am exhausted, guys. It's been a hell of a week, and learning to say no to certain things, learning to just balance things out because I'm always talking about taking time out for yourself, right? Today, I barely had any time for myself. And I can feel the difference when I don't take time out for myself because I start to feel like, some kind of way. So I had to say no about something tomorrow. I'm like, no, no, can't do it. No, I have to take care of me. I have to rest. And it's been a long week. And it's just, and today, suffering a little bit with sinuses, but taking something for it helps a lot. And when I don't like get the time that I need to take care of myself, I start to feel it. And so I'm taking time the whole weekend, just for me. And and I just made that clear because it's important. So make sure, guys, as I always say, take time out for yourself. And sometimes you have to fight for that time, because maybe you're busy like me or, whatever it is that you have going on in your life. You might be really busy, but you got to fight to take that time, for yourself because it's important. And that's what I'm doing, starting tonight. But I promised that I would be on here. I was actually here yesterday as well. I thought I wasn't going to be able to be here. That's why I made that post. But I was able to get here, but it was only just for a little bit. But I'm here again tonight, and welcome, guys. I hope you guys had a great week, and I hope these messages are helping you. And thank you for continuing to show up here on this channel. Um, so, the topic of discussion tonight is never allow anyone to play God in your life. And I'm talking about this because I share a lot about myself and what I've gone through because people need to know that, oh, nothing was handed to me, nothing was given to me. I had to scrape, crawl, and chew my way through circumstances that if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I share these things bit by bit and pieces of different things that happened to me on this journey and how I got through it with the help of God. Because if God wasn't in the equation, I wouldn't even be able to get through most of these things that I've gone through. Because it has been, some of these things have been really horrific and extremely painful. And, only God lifted me up. You know, the scripture in the Bible that talks about, um, you know, coming from the ashes to a place of greatness. It makes me think about Job in the Bible, where he was just down in the dirt with nothing, just couldn't get any lower to the ground, right? Because he was being tested, to see how his, tested in life and, his faith in God, etc. And that's what it felt like for me for a long time, having the wrong situations, the wrong people in my life, and I'm hoping by telling my stories that those who watch these videos, that it resonates with some of you and or most of you. If it resonates with you, then and then I tell you how I got through it, and perhaps that can help you to get through it because you can get through these situations. It's not easy, but you can't get through it. So, guys, before I decided to get on this journey to heal and to take care of myself, I was allowing people to tell me what they thought I should have and what they thought I shouldn't have, and etc. and so forth. And my self esteem was so low that I was allowing this crap to happen, and not just for a minute. It was going on and on and on for years. I was dealing with this. I was so subservient that I literally forgot about what I wanted. I put what I wanted on a back burner and put everybody else's needs before my own. Trying to please family, partners, friends, whatever, and that went on and on and on and on for years of that, trying to be mold myself into what they thought I should be so that I could have their approval. Which, as I look back on it today, I'm like, wow, my self esteem was really low. Um, Also, I'm a generous person, but I'm careful as to who I'm generous to today. But back then, I was generous, with everyone who came into my life. My generosity was looked upon as being naive or weak. I was looked upon as being naive and weak. And people, there's nothing weak about me, not at all. Um, I just choose to which battles to fight and which ones to give to God. You know, that's what I choose to do today. But that's how it was looked upon. I have some notes here, so I keep looking back and forth. But yeah, that's how I was looked upon. So therefore, I was being verbally attacked and even laughed at. Someone who I thought was in love with me and loved me and cared about me, and the mask fell off, and I saw, how this person really felt about me. And not just from a partner, an ex-partner, but just from people in my life and family members and etc. This type of treatment went on for years because I allowed it, and it seemed to get worse as I sunk deeper and deeper into despair because of it. But you know what, guys? Things changed from 2020 to 2021 because that's when I lost people. When I say lost, I mean to death. Back then when the COVID hit and everything was shut down, I was losing, friends, family, and my mother, my dog. I talk about that. I'm also a 9/11 survivor. I was there in the midst of it. So, God wants me here, and when I look back at the year 2020 and 2021, is when I was like really, really deep down in despair. And I was so low that you can't get any lower unless you're in the ground. And what I noticed is that the people who I thought had my back and was there and was supportive, etc., they were nowhere in the picture. They were nowhere to be found. I remember picking up the phone when the doctor had said that my mother was about to pass away. And I had a last conversation with her, and she was in and out because the COVID, on top of everything else, it was just really hard. I had called up a family member, an aunt in particular, and she cursed me out. Now I'm grieving and in shock. My mother's about to die. She cursed me out, said some things, and for the first time, I said what I had to say and hung up. And I was just mortified by what was being said because I had never done anything to these people. But it showed me how they truly feel about me. And God sat me down, so I needed to see that because I'm being subservient to people. Oh, it's because it's family and this, and that. Just because people share DNA doesn't mean you're family. I have people in my life who treated me better. I had strangers treat me better than my own family members, and then also the people that I had around me. So I had to really um, recognize what was going on. And the more I sunk deeper into despair and grief, the more no one was there but God, you know? Um, so these losses woke up something in me that seemed to be dead, or whatever. And it brought, as I got through all of this, let me talk about this first. The pain was so deep with what I was going through that I sunk deeper and deeper into despair, and no one was there to lift me up but God. And God was the one to help me because there was nobody else there. And I realized that the people in situations I had around me, they didn't care about me. They were going to let me just, whatever. And as I realized that and was in pain and asking God and begging Him to help me, and then I slowly climbed out of my despair as I took the first step to do therapy. I knew I needed to do therapy because, I was just a mess. And it's from, all of the abuse, verbal and otherwise. So therapy was the first place I started, and I still see my therapist today once a week. Um, as I did the work, it took me a while to do the work, but as I started to do the work, I started to pray and meditate and ask God to help me. Then I started to make vows to God because, I started to climb out of the despair and depression and work on myself. And it wasn't easy, it was hard because I had to look at myself to see why I was allowing people to treat me like this, why I was taking abuse. No one should deal with any abuse. And why I was settling, more importantly, settling for less for people who didn't deserve to have me in their life. And the main reason was my self esteem was in the ground. It was just gone. It was so low because of years of abuse, and tolerating abuse. And people, let me tell you something. No one has to deal with abuse. We have options. No one has to deal with any abuse from anyone. And don't allow people to play God in your life because if people, will study you for a while so they can find out where you weak and so that they can come in, run in and snatch your power, take your power away from you and tell you when to get up, when to sleep, what you should have, what you shouldn't have, even no matter how hard you work for it, no matter the goals that you put, no matter what you did, the challenges you overcame to make these accomplishments. Just because of their hatred or whatever it is, they want to play God in your life and tell you what you can have and what you can't have. And Elisa, I am today, they wouldn't even recognize me. These people who are block, cut off, and delete, because I'm not the same person. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be that Samson, Samson Philistines, because I am not tolerating not an ounce of abuse. Someone did something not too long ago. They were trying to, and they saw something because what I said, and he went, whoa. And I said, I'm not playing with you. And I'm not going to go into details here, but I don't tolerate any form of abuse and premeditation of, trying to come back in my life to do whatever. It's not going to work. I'm not that same person at all. So you're playing with the wrong person because it's just not going to work. Because when I cut off, it's for a reason, because that means that that's the last resort and that's the resolution because I've done everything else. And abuse has no place in my life. And people, abuse has no place in your life, especially when you get on this journey to heal the hurts of the past and people bringing all types of hell and destruction to your life. And you decide, hey, I need to heal my physical and mental health. You don't have to settle. You don't have to put up with it. Don't let people play God in your life telling you what you should have and what you shouldn't have. Don't ever allow that. Know your self-worth. Know what's for your highest good. Don't let people play with you. Make people put respect on your name. If not, set boundaries. And when I set boundaries and they laugh and it's a game, it's a joke, I cut off, block, and delete, you know. And I go silent. I don't have any words for it because I've exhausted everything to come to a compromise to sit and talk. But when people disrespect you, they're showing you who they are. The mask has fallen off, the slip is hanging on the ground. Okay, people are showing you who they are, and you don't have to put up with it. You have choices, options. For 10 years I put up with crap, being spoken to like I was nothing, it was just horrific. And every time God was there to lift me up out of those horrible circumstances and situations, and it was like he was telling me, Lisa, look to me, I got you, just turn to me and I will help you. And it took me a long time to do that and to understand that. And as I took steps, even if a half a step, God was taking two and three right behind me. And people, this is not something that I'm just saying. I'm telling you, every time I take those steps, God is right there taking those steps with me. And when people trying to come back or whatever, I don't respond to it. It's just like somebody I used to know. It's the past. And the past to me is to stay buried because it's a lesson. Like I tell you guys, people and circumstances come into your life for a reason, a season, a lifetime, or a lesson. And these were unlearned lessons that I had to repeat over and over again until I learned how to stand up for me, that I matter just like everybody else, and so do you. Look in the mirror when you get up and tell yourself you matter. You don't have to settle for anything just because it's in your face. It doesn't mean that it's for your highest good. Some people are wearing masks, and and you have to learn how to look behind that to see what it is. And with your intuition and you listen to it, let it lead you, because it's going to tell you and show you what the truth is. If it's walking like a duck, quacking like a duck, it's a duck. Don't call it anything else. And I used to do that all the time because I didn't want to face the truth of what it really was. But when I see it for what it is, I address it. Remember, don't let people take your power, snatch back your power from them, and they want to control you. Don't allow people to control your life. You can control your life, and you can do that by healing yourself from all the hurts and the pains that you've dealt with. And if you see somebody want to keep saying I'm sorry for stuff, and then they come back and do something worse to you, and then they come back and say sorry again, and it plays out again, set boundaries. Me, that was reoccurring over and over, to the point I said, you know what, one day, cut off, block, and delete. And if you come near me, it's going to be restraining order. It's going to be hell on top of hell, because I don't want this anymore. Stand your ground. Stand up for yourself. You don't have to settle and put up with stuff that is not for your highest good, especially abusive things that lowers your self-esteem, and lower your self-worth. Know your self-worth. Know who you are. And when and prayer helps a lot, asking God to help you, because even if God sees you taking a step, even if it's half a step, he's going to be right there to support you, as long as you're not out there premeditating on to hurt somebody or to do something. If you're upright and doing it the right way, God is going to be there to help you, one day at a time. Nothing ventured is nothing gained. If you put in the effort and you keep going and going, because you're going to have days that you just can't get up to do whatever, but get up the next day and keep going. Just keep taking a step. And I promise you, you will start to see results. And when you see those results, you're going to even want to do even more, because you see God got your back. If God is for you, then it doesn't matter what everybody else is trying to do. Tune that out. That's noise. That's toxic. It's noise. I don't even listen to it or entertain that anymore, and you just start to feel better. And as you feel better, people, you start to do better. And you start to do better, you start to take care of yourself. And as you start to do that, you start to feel the inner peace. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can take your inner peace. They can try to do whatever, tune it out. When you give attention to toxicity, and especially narcissistic individuals, they love that. Yeah, they want to egg you on and come on. If you give them silence, is the best medicine, and you're taking care of yourself, healing your pain, and growing, healing, and evolving, that's your victory right there. Moving up, and keep moving up and taking care of yourself, growing and evolving, that's your victory. You don't have to listen to the noise. You don't have to deal with people's toxicity. You can leave them right there and continue to take care of you. Because when you take care of your physical and mental health, then you can take care of everything else around you. Remember, people, everything is not love. If somebody is abusing you and being abusive, and they doing it over and over and over again, no matter who it's coming from, it's not love. It's not for your highest good. It's not, if anything, it's not enhancing your life, it's bringing hell to it, then it's not for your highest good. Know that and understand that. Like I said, and when you have to repeat lessons, it's worse when it comes back around the next time. It's worse than ever. Probably different circumstances, but the same situation. So, as you learn these lessons, you don't have to repeat them anymore. And that's where I am with that right now. I have my good days, I have my bad days. I still have the grief from the losses, the scars from the pain of abuse. But, I thank God every day that I laid that to rest, because all the things, situations, and people and circumstances that was bringing me to pain, I cut off. New beginnings, and when you have inner peace, you don't care about what else is going on once you cut these things out of your life, because you're busy growing, evolving. And I'm on this channel to help other people through my circumstances that I've gone through, the pain, and how I get through it. Therapy was step one. I don't think I would be doing any of this if I didn't reach out to a therapist and started, the work, because the work was very hard. It was very painful, and but my therapist continued to work with me, and it took a long time, because it's a lot there. We have to look at ourselves, and we have to see what we're not doing right or what we're not recognizing, and sometimes it means cutting people out, because if you set boundaries and they are not respecting them, then for me, I had to cut them out of my life. And it was painful because it made me realize that they didn't care about me. But new beginnings mean you can have people in your life, new people who care about you, who treat you better than, to me, I'll say, for me, family or anybody else. New beginnings is so important, and taking care of yourself, and as you continue to do that, that's your victory right there. Please continue to show up on this channel, because some people that are listening may be dealing with what I am describing. It may be resonating with them. And sometimes people feel hopeless and despair that they're stuck in situations they can't get out of. You know, um, know that there's help out there. You don't have to deal with these kind of situations. And like I said, for me, God led me and helped me, get up from the ground. And I'm telling you these stories because I didn't see how I was going to get up, but God, gave me the strength. And if I can do it and I didn't have a support system around me, you guys can do it too. But it takes one day at a time. Nothing happens overnight. That's the message, guys, today. And please don't let people play God in your life, tell you what you can have, what you can't have, you know, and you can make your life better, and make sure that things that are coming into your life is to enhance it, to make it better, not to destroy your life. Remember, it's better to be at peace than to be broken down into pieces. That's the message today, everybody. Please share these videos with others. Know that this is a no judgment zone. We're here to help and uplift people and encourage them. And also, I want to tell you guys, use your intuition. If your intuition is telling you that something is wrong, listen to it, because it would never lead you in the wrong direction. I promise you that. Well, that's the message today, guys. And you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you again next week. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you Monday. Bye for now.